Hey, what's up? I am Ara, aka I Eat Zebra, and welcome back to the channel. Fathom Events and LionsGate partnered for a special re-release of the original Hunger Games movie with an exclusive preview of Ballad of Songbirds Snakes. The event was 2 days only in the US on October 15th and 18th with limited showings. In the event you missed it, don't worry, it is available now on the social media pages, and I will break it all down for you here. The preview is about 5 minutes long and included a behind-the-scenes look, new shots, and a lot of extensions of shots and scenes we have already seen in trailers and other promotional material. Instead of my usual frame-by-frame breakdown, I'm going to switch it up a bit. The frames will not be in order of appearance in the trailer, but rather the theatrical order of appearance. There are a lot of shots we have seen glimpses of, so I won't be going through the details of those as I've covered them in prior trailer breakdowns, and there are a lot of new shots to get through. I will say this video will have some light spoilers. I'm going to avoid heavier spoilers as not everyone has read the books, and I don't want to ruin some of the surprises for you. We have a lot to get through, so let's get to it. We saw this clip in the second trailer of young Tigress and Choreo running through a war-torn capital. I wouldn't be surprised if the movie opened during the dark days. With the other clips we have seen so far with the rabies dog and Nero Price, we will be seeing some form of a flashback to Choreo and Tigress's childhood during the Civil War that ravaged Panem and left them as orphans in the care of their grandmam. As we saw in the dark days, times were rough and the Snow family were barely making it financially. We see a new shot of Choreo in his bedroom wearing only underwear. I believe this is on Reaping Day, which is something we have seen a lot of so far. Reaping Day is an annual event where 2 children from each district, 1 boy and 1 girl, are selected to fight to the death as tributes until one victor remains. This was a consequence for the district's rebellion against the capital. This is set during the 10th Hunger Games, 64 years before the events of the Hunger Games trilogy. Choreo, along with his fellow senior classmates, served as mentors in the inaugural year of the mentorship program. During the time of the 74th Hunger Games, the mentors were previous Hunger Games victors. With the new mentor program, we see the beginning stages of the eventual spectacle we know the games to be. Choreo, on his way to school, in a shirt Tigress made for him, still maintains his snow charm despite his financial situation. We get a new clip of Clemencia and Choreo linking arms as they make their way into the Reaping Day ceremonies. Next is an extended version of Dr. Gall's introduction of the creator of the Hunger Games, Dean Casca Highbottom. If I am not mistaken, behind Dr. Gall on the left-hand side in the gray suit is Strabo Plinth, the father of Sejanus Plinth. We also see more of the Academy student mentors. You can see Festus Creed, Lysistrata Vickers, Juno Phipps, and Coriolanus Snow. And in another shot, we can see Persephone Price, Livia Cardew, Felix Ravenstill, Sejanus Plinth, Coriolanus Snow, and Clemencia Dovecote. The next clip we see Dean Highbottom roasting Choreo. If you didn't know by now, Dean Highbottom and Choreo do not get along at all. He points out how Choreo, despite his arrogance, is poor and should humble himself. In the districts on Reaping Day, we see Lucy Gray Baird selected as the girl tribute from District 12. This section is going to consist of 3 subgroups: Before the Games, the Arena, and Bittersweet Victory. As a mentor, Choreo decides to take initiative and meet his tribute at the train station. Lucy Gray, along with 23 other tributes, are carted off into a transport truck. We get an extended look at this truck ride now with our first shot of Choreo inside of it. Behind him, we can see tributes Marcus from 2, Ginny from 6, and Lamina from 7. The back shot of the truck we have seen before, but just for good measure, next to Lamina is Tanner from 10, Treach from 7, Wovi from 8, Reaper from 11, Dill from 11, and Mizzen from 4. The truck is heading to the Capitol Zoo, where the tributes and Choreo are dumped into the old monkey enclosure. Choreo, heeding Dean Highbottom's words, makes a show of tucking a signature snow white rose behind Lucy Gray's ear as Lucky Flickerman's camera crew captures the moment. We see a first look at the mentor and tribute interviews. In this shot, we see the Academy students all in their uniforms. The mentor and tribute pairs we can see are Demita Wimsawick and Tanner from 10, Felix Ravenstill and Dill from 11, Clemencia Dovecote and Reaper from 11, Coriolanus Snow and Lucy Gray from 12, and Lysistrata Vickers and Jessup from 12. Dean Highbottom is overseeing the mentors. We see the same shot from a prior trailer of Choreo in the hall with the statues having a conversation with Dean Highbottom. The mentors and their tributes take a tour of the arena before the games. Another new shot of Choreo walking up to his tribute, Lucy Gray. We have seen this shot of the incident during the tour in other trailers. The next new clip we have is of Choreo wiping away Lucy's tears at the monkey enclosure. There are some new clips of Choreo at the academy. We see a shot of him walking in late to a lecture. I love the design of this lecture hall. Dean Highbottom is in the center, so one would assume this was the classroom Choreo was walking into. The next shot is of Choreo at the War Department handing a folder to a person at the reception desk. This is an assignment he received from Dr. Gall. The next shot is new as well. It is Choreo and Clemencia being escorted by two peacekeepers as they go to Dr. Gall's office at the Department of War. If you read the books, you know exactly why Dr. Gall's mad scientist laugh appears next. The next shot is of the students around the studio setup in an early version of the Game Maker's setup we see in the 74th Hunger Games. On the TV screens, whenever a tribute dies, they are replaced with the symbol of the warrior with the crossed swords. As you can see, before the games even begin, there are 4 tributes that are already dead. This is not the games that we have seen before at all. We have seen this shot before of Lucy and the other tributes standing on their designated markers before the start of the games. There are some more looks at the action in the arena with Lucy being chased by 2 tributes. We see Choreo from 4 attacking Lamina with a trident. We get some new angles of the drone debacle with Treach knocking the drone into another tribute. The next shot is the vat of the rainbow snake mutations being dropped into the arena. As we can see, they caught one of the tributes by their leg. Reapers then pulling down the Panem flag, which is a shot we have also seen in other trailers. This section is going to start off with something I don't think is much of a spoiler because it's pretty clear, and in this trailer especially, but Lucy Gray wins the 10th Hunger Games. We have seen Tigress in this gorgeous pink power suit a few times, and we finally get the reveal that this is the look she wore the day Lucy won the games and her cousin won the plinth prize. We see all the students on their feet as the camera closes in on a disheveled Lucy Gray as Tigress waits with bated breath. The students were starting to cheer until Dr. Gall calmed them down. At first, I thought this was a reaction to an earlier scene when Sejanus throws his chair. However, now seeing the rest of these clips, this appears to be the final part of the game. With a longer look of Lucky releasing the dubs, we see behind him on the TV it says, Lucy Gray Baird, District 12. As the crowd cheers, Choreo walks over to his cousin Tigress and hugs her. As they embrace, we see she is clearly in that same pink power suit. Even though Choreo's tribute won the games, due to his actions during the games, he is forced to join the Peacekeeper Corps. We see Choreo's head being shaved with his golden curls being buzzed away. He's then sprayed down by peacekeepers, as we can see some of his old scars from an earlier accident on his back. On the hoses that were used to spray him down, we can see the same Department of War emblem. Choreo was not alone, as Sejanus joined him to become a peacekeeper, as we can see both of them in uniform. Their friends, Beanpole and Smiley, are also in this shot. All of them were stationed in District 12. While mentoring Lucy Gray, Choreo started to develop feelings for her. With him being stationed in her home district, his love for Lucy Gray bloomed. With an extended look of Lucy Gray in the covey performing at the hub, we can see Choreo smiling and being taken away by Lucy Gray and her performance. On stage with Lucy Gray, we can see Clerk Carmine on the fiddle, Barb Azure on bass, Tam Amber on mandolin, and Maud Ivory on the drums. As people from 12 dance along to the Covey's tunes, we see Choreo and Sejanus smiling and enjoying themselves after the show in one of the only shots we have of Sejanus being happy. We get more looks at the trip to the lake with a closer look of Choreo, Lucy Gray, Maud Ivory, Barb Azure, Clerk Carmine, and Tam Amber in the meadow. I'll be honest, the shot of Choreo and Lucy in the lake I can never get enough of. Despite them being seemingly happy, the hint of tragedy weighs on their faces. We get a wider shot of Lucy holding the red snake and can see she is showing it to Maud Ivory, with another wider shot of Lucy Gray resting her head on Choreo's lap by the lake. We can also see Maud Ivory in the background of that shot. They are wearing the same dresses in both scenes. We see the clip of the woman shouting "murderer" as she is being escorted away by peacekeepers near the hanging tree in 12. As Sejanus looks to intervene, Choreo holds him back. However, in the background, you can see Commander Hoff clocking that. The events that transpire here inspire Lucy Gray to write The Hanging Tree. We get a behind-the-scenes look and our first clips of Lucy Gray composing the song. As she is writing, we can see Choreo begin to approach her. Let's just say this is the beginning of the end of their relationship. The next clip is a new one of Choreo entering Commander Hoff's office. Why he is doing that? Well, that's a spoiler I will not give away. This whole section contains the most spoilers in the video. I'll try my best to limit them, but you have been warned. We get a clip of Lucy telling Choreo her philosophy on humans possessing a natural sense of good and that they must actively pursue to do the right thing, which is a precursor to one of the wildest turns in the story. As Choreo and Lucy reach the lake house, he finds a particular gun he was looking for. As we get the shot of Lucy in the same yellow shawl as before, but this time drenched, in the doorway holding a knife. We see Choreo screaming while firing that same gun into the air. We have seen this clip several times in other promotional material. In a very telling shot, we see Choreo dropping a bundle with the gun he was firing earlier into the same lake he and Lucy were swimming in. As we see an angry yet resolute Coriolanus in the woods with scars on his neck and the look of the man we get to meet as the future president. We get a brief overhead shot of Coriolanus walking towards the statue. We have seen this in prior trailers. I believe this is the end of the movie based on his look. There's another shot that I am not quite sure when it takes place, but it appears to be someone's office or study. I believe this is another look at Strabo Plinth, Sejanus' father, as this looks similar to the man that was seated behind Dr. Gall earlier in the trailer. With less than a month to go until the premiere, the hype is real. There have been a lot of new clips and promotional material released since the special screening event. I plan on covering more of the release footage from the film as we wait for the November 17th premiere. Make sure you are subscribed and hit the notification bell for more Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes coverage. While you're at it, make sure you hit the like button as it really helps the channel. See you next time. Bye!